Hey, Kristy, how are you?
Hey, Lori. I'm so glad we're getting together to talk about working this business as busy moms.
It's amazing, right? All these callers from all over the globe have dialed in today to kind of get a glimpse of what it's like to work this business as a busy mama. And you and I can attest to that, right? We are busy moms of 4, and I know you have a newborn. It's just a crazy, crazy time in this company, and, you know, we really need to hone in, even as busy mamas. I mean, we're speaking to hundreds of, not thousands after the call's been recorded and passed out, to all these on-fire It Works mamas that want a piece of that success, and, you know, they want some tips on how to get there and to do it with their busy life. So, Kristy DeJesus, ambassador, one of the top earners of the company, can you kind of tell us a little bit about your story, and then I'll do the same, and then we'll kind of dive into some tips.
Sure. Okay. Well, I love that we have like just a moment away from the crazy, or all of you that are listening to this call. You know, you've got kids crawling up on your lap, and you're probably going to leave to go pick up kids here in just a little bit from camp or school. And Lori and I are no different, and we've been doing it that way this entire time. From day one that we signed up, we had a full plate. And when we got into this business, for me, you know, I had 3 small children. I got pregnant very soon after I became a distributor. I have a 5-week-old. And so, you know, whenever anyone says to me, I'm so busy, I can't do this, I just feel like I am too, but I wanted something that was going to change my family. And so I looked at this as a way to get out of our situation. I can hear some of the family right there. You know, for me, this is a way to get out of this. Is there any way, Lori, that we can just put like *6 just to mute that one caller there?
I muted the entire call, so
okay.
*5 or *6 if you've got some noise in the background of *6, but the call should be muted.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Cindy. Anyway, so you know, when Lori and I were talking yesterday, we were saying that this isn't something that we did outside of what we're already doing. Like, we're bringing the business into our life. So, you know, I teach at the gym. I just got done teaching some classes, and I brought the business with me. What does that mean? Like, I have wraps in my bag. I've got my Blitz cards in my bag. And if it comes up in a conversation, I'm absolutely going to present my card to someone. So I don't want it to be anything unauthentic. I'm just looking for a way to say, oh, hey, like I have these amazing wraps. Have you tried one? And letting the conversation go from there. So I don't really go out of my way, per se, Lori, and I'm sure you can probably agree to this, unless I'm doing a vendor table or I'm doing an event specifically to build my business. I just take the business with me, and so it's just become a part of my life. But this is a product that everybody, you know, when you look around society and wherever you're at, literally inventory the people that are around you. Most people could probably use a neck wrap. Everybody could use a body wrap on their belly, and most women want to change their legs and tighten up their glutes. So this is a product, no matter what your age is, no matter where you are, this is a product that people are generally interested in. And so when I look at someone, I assume that they want to talk to me about this product. If they're going to be excited and want to talk to me about this product, I just have to kind of get it into the conversation. And so I'm not like selling these a purse or makeup that people feel like I'm selling them on. This is like exciting.
No, thank you, honey.
Stuff.
No, thank you.
So I love to just bring it up in a natural way in a conversation, and you know, and just bring this with me. It's a product for everybody. I believe that everybody's interested. I'm not afraid. I think distributors out there that are afraid to talk about this, they're afraid, and they're not talking about it. They're afraid they're going to say the wrong thing, so they're not talking about it. They're afraid that person's not going to want to join their business, so they're not talking about it. That fear is sabotaging your business. I'm confident in this product. I'm confident that the business can work and that you can make substantial money in just a few months if you give it your all. And I believe that, so I bring that confidence to the conversation without realizing necessarily that I'm doing it. I'm just fired up about it. So, you know, I've got 3 kids. I've got a 5-week-old. I just take this wherever I go, and I can't wait to talk about this with whoever I may meet at the grocery store or a dance class with my girls. It's just a part of my life now.
I think, Kristy, one thing that you said is stand up and speak. You know, you've got to, as a mama, you have to change the way you talk. You have to speak with conviction. You got to speak from your heart. And don't stop because someone raises an eyebrow at you. You know, successful women know that the only way to get their thoughts out there is to appear and to speak of what matters to them. So it's very important that that we are utilizing our time efficiently when we're out and about. I believe that you can definitely work this business into your life. And if I couldn't work this business into my life, then I probably never would have began the business. And, just a little bit of back history on me, I got into the business as a mama of 4. My youngest was 1 at the time, and my oldest at the time was only 6. And I have 4 children that are all very close in age, just like you do, Kristy. I got into the business just for mad money, just for a couple $100. And in doing that, I had made that goal very, very quickly within 10 days. And I realized in the process of after joining this business, I was missing something that I didn't even know I was missing. I mean, I had a great life. I was a stay-at-home mama. Quentin, my husband, and I, when we were dating, we decided that I would, that was my heart. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And while we were dating, we made the commitment to one another that that's just whatever sacrifices that we needed to make, we would make to make sure that that did happen. But in doing what I loved and what I dreamed of, there was part of me that I lost. And so when I got into this crazy wrap business just to make a couple $100, which I did very, very quickly, I realized in that short journey at the very beginning that I'd kind of lost myself. I had been in my jammies all day. I had, been raising kids, and, being a mom is one of the most prized positions you could ever have. I mean, it's something I would never I could never imagine my life without. However, it wears on you physically, emotionally, and at times there's some of that you need to grasp back of yourself. And I realized I had lost myself in the process of being a mama, and this business helped me to gain some of that back. And my why obviously evolved when I started the business. I made that mad money. I realized I'm gaining some of my self-confidence back, and realizing that I'm not just Kale's mom, Ella's mom, Lily's mom, Fisher's mom, that I am Lori. I'm an individual, and I can go out and be an individual. And I knew when my daughter, Lily, when she was 1 and going to be 5, I would have to go get a JOB. And I didn't want a job. I couldn't even fathom. I mean, as busy as we were, my husband was a successful banker making 6 figures a year, great job, 60 hours a week. My kids were actively involved in things, and I knew that was only going to get crazier and more chaotic. And so I thought in 5 years of short time, it can go by very, very quickly. And I realized at that point in time that if I don't do something different, that in 5 years I'm going to be sitting in the same spot that I am today. And where I wasn't bad, so I don't want to paint a picture of being terrible by any means, because it was a wonderful life. But I knew that life was only going to get busier, and that I did not want to have to go out when Lily went into kindergarten and find a JOB. I didn't want to have to go work for somebody, be tied down to a time clock, and not be able to go and volunteer at school, or, be there for my kids when they're sick, or, have to put them in after-school child care. I didn't want to be that mom to have to do that too with my kids. And so what I did is I caught that vision of what this business could do for me very quickly, because I had set a goal of $200, and I made that. And so I committed myself as a busy mom, and a lot of times my husband was gone, with work. I would work at that point 1 evening a week where I'd open my house up. On Thursday evenings, I said, come, if you bring somebody, I'll give you $5 off your wrap. Come, you have to experience it. I have 4 crazy kids. My house hasn't been cleaned for a month, so I'm just going to apologize up front, but I've got to get this wrap on you because I'm super excited what it's done for me, and I know you're going to fall in love with it too. And you better bring a friend, because as soon as they come, they're going to fall in love with it too. And I think that's so important to have that consistency, because so many people, they look at this as extra work. Like, I'm already busy. I'm going to be busier with this, and it could be a turnoff. So, don't pick up your house. Like, literally say, bring your kids, come over and put the wrap on. It's going to be fun. Don't make it so much about products. Ladies want to get out of their house to have fun. Why do they come over, Lori? They want a little bit of an escape. They might have to bring a child or two. They might look forward to that because they can play with your kids, and we all know life's easier when there's friends over, and it's less work, not more work usually, when there's one
friends
big play
over.
Date, right? One big play date where the moms are being able to connect and trying a product that's giving them hope. I mean, this is a product that we can give to especially mothers and give them hope that there is something they can do about those stretch marks. There is something that we can do about that skin slackening. With healthy diet and exercise, these are going to complement their results. and they're going to be able to share that with their friends as well. So that one day a week, Kristy, turned into 15 minutes a day because I realized I had so many people coming and so much interest generated that if I worked my business, 15 minutes a day, who doesn't have 15 minutes a day? We're all busy, but, that 15 minutes a day of intensity, of that fine-tuned working my business through a income-producing activity, doing things that were going to make me money, not just look pretty, but make me money, allowed me to be able to retire my husband, Quentin, in a year's worth of time in a crazy wrap business. I mean, who would have thought? I never thought when I joined the business that it was going to change my life.
Right. Well, I was talking to you yesterday. We were kind of like going over some thoughts for the call, and I said, for me, if I have all day to do one little thing, one little errand, it'll take me all day, Lori, to do that one little thing. If I have 10 minutes and that's all that I have to do, or all the time that I have to get that one errand done, I'll get it done. If I have 10 minutes, I'll get it done. If I have 2 hours, I'll get it done. If I have all day, it'll take me all day to get it done. I'm sure so many moms can relate. I'll be in my pajamas until, or, some lounge clothes.
Right.
If I've got to go to the post office, I'll get there at 4:58 if it closes at 5. It'll take me all day to get to the post office. So if you run your business like that, like you have all the time in the world, to reach diamond or to make that $1,000 a month that's really going to change your family, if you have that mindset, like, I've got forever, it's going to take you forever to start really talking about it and working your business. For me, when I joined, I had this sense of urgency. I felt like if I don't tell my friends, someone else is going to. I have to tell everyone that I can so that they know about this before someone else possibly moves to my town and does that for me. And I was working with this urgency, this excitement, as if I had like a time clock going. And I literally still feel like that. I run my business with that sense of urgency. Having a dream, though, in the beginning and knowing why you're doing this, for us it was a different situation where my husband went through a few different sales jobs. We were in a heap of debt. A year ago, I was saying on one of my team pages that this time last year, I was a double diamond. I'm so excited that I'm an ambassador now, but last year I was a double diamond. The year before that, Lori, I was swimming in debt. We were swimming a year before that. My whole life is different in 2 years. I mean, I've changed my entire life. Our situation is now, filled with hope, and we've paid off debt, and we can dream again and plan again. Your life can be so different a year from now. Even at Double Diamond, that was incredible. I was so grateful even at Double Diamond. Even as a Ruby, I was excited because I'm like, this is working. We're able to bring in just a little bit.
Isn't it amazing that everybody has that opportunity? And my belief and your personal experience and my personal experience is that literally if you play a really big game now, you really, get your head down and focus, and you spend time and invest it in your business and then implement it like crazy, you too can have that freedom. You can create that freedom for yourself and your family sooner rather than later. You heard Kristy just say a year ago she was double diamond. A year previous to that, she was swimming in debt. Today is the day that you can change your entire future. Your family's worth it, you're worth it, and working hard to hardly work. If you're ready to put some time in, you can work hard now to hardly work in the future. And
what does that mean, like people working their business? I feel like some of the distributors are like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know. It's just literally, this isn't hard work. We're not out there cleaning concrete, or that's hard work. There's some hard manual labor. This is not that. This is just opening your mouth and telling people about this product. It's just trying to find a way to bring it up. Follow up in creative ways because people are busy. People don't want to be hounded. You don't want to be that girl that's like always talking and trying to close this deal. People don't want that, and you don't want to become that. And I'm right there with you. I didn't want people to run away from me when they saw me coming up, and I was just going to try to stuff in these wraps. I didn't run my business ever from that perspective. I was just consistent about posting and showing people what this product can do. I didn't always go right into the business. People don't want to join a business that they don't know about. They have to know what the business is about. It's about these amazing body wraps that really do amazing things on your skin. I had to show people again and again and again what this product did. And once they saw what it did, they wanted to know more about the business side. So that's where I started. I think some distributors make that mistake coming in, and they immediately are like, join my team, sign up, join my team, and their Facebook is covered with that. That, for me, would have been a huge turnoff. I had to see what that product did. And when I got great results and I kept seeing more and more and more people get great results, I'm like, I've got to tell people about this.
Absolutely.
Shoot, nobody knows about this.
You always have to lead lead with that product, because that product will work its magic. It does the sales for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell it. You just got to put it on somebody, and then you simply offer them two choices. You know, are you a customer? Are you enjoying using the products that you don't want to pay full price anymore? Or did you know for $40 more you could make some money on this, and I could show you how? You know, Kristy, we've talked about it over and over and over again, but nobody gets into this business because they have the extra time. Nobody. So what we have to do is we have to work this business into our life. And, you know, I think one thing that moms constantly think of, and I don't know if it just happens at birth, but like balance. You know, does balance truly exist? You know, we talked about this just kind of going over the call yesterday. I don't even know, to be honest with you, if balance does really exist.
I was in balance before this business.
Yes,
I didn't have like all this extra time. I was crazy then, just like I am now.
Right, as you are now, right? Some days I take a shower, some days it doesn't happen, you know. And I think we just have to realize that we did our best today, and we'll do better tomorrow. And I think if I could put any kind of a balance, I always kind of prioritize my life, and I prioritize it by saying God first, family second, biz third. You know, business opportunity, it works business comes third. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't put my business with God and my business with family. Those are
it doesn't mean your kids don't eat cereal. My kids eat cereal a lot at night.
Yes.
And we run through Chick-fil-A a little bit more than we ever did because Mommy was building the business. Mommy's the breadwinner now.
Yes.
So things are a little more unconventional for us now.
Well,
but I saw, I'm like, this is going to work. This is working. We're going to have to make some sacrifices as we go now because you know, everything was different. My husband wasn't working anymore. We retired him about 8 months ago. So our family is a little bit more unconventional now.
Success takes sacrifice. You know, that laundry, like you said, with your dishes and your laundry's going to pile up, your dishes are going to pile up. But what you have to realize is this is seasonal. You know, if you get in and you work this is seasonal. Eventually, you're going to be able to afford the opportunity to be able to hire someone to help you do those types of things that you really just don't want to do. And, you know, what means the most to you is what you need to be spending your time on. So you touched on this a little bit, but finding your why in the business. Why are you doing this? You know, for you, Kristy, it was to get, you know, that sense of financial freedom and security. For me, it was mad money. So you got to find out why for you, and then when you achieve that, to dream a little bit bigger. You know, one quote.
People don't quit too. If you don't know why you're doing this business, you're going to quit when times get tough. You will quit. If you know exactly what you're doing and you're listening to Lori and I, and you're like, a year from now, I'm going to be in a whole different situation. If that is you on this call and you are determined that 12 months from now, everything is going to be different financially for you, you have a dream, you're not going to quit. So when someone says no, big deal. You have a slow month, your paycheck drops a little bit, big deal. You don't quit when you have a big enough dream. And that's, I think, for you and I. I've never contemplated quitting, never. And I've had so many people that have quit my business, that have quit the business, you know, they've signed up with me. I've had so many people tell me no. I've had people tell me it doesn't work, which I always ask for those pictures, by the way. That's my first response, is I'm so sure that changes in those pictures. Do you mind if I look at them? That's how I answer the first time that someone says, I don't think that it worked, or I tried it, didn't work. We ask for this picture. That's what I do. But, you know, my dream was so much bigger than any kind of negativity that ever came my way, or that still does, that it never once crossed my mind to quit this business. We didn't have extra income for auto ship. I was determined when I signed up for $99, that's all I did, is $99. I have 4 wraps to my name. I treated this as if it was a $100,000 investment. And I think so many times, Lori, that people come into the business and they pay that $99 and they don't think it's a real profitable business. And they kind of put it on the back shelf and they'll get to it later. And they don't have any kind of urgency. For anyone that starts this business thinking that $99 was really $1 million or $100,000, how much different would you work that business if you put in $100,000 up front? Because that's what most people that start their own business out there do. They put in $100,000 to get a storefront open. And you better believe they give everything they can so that that business does not fail. And so many times for $99, people pass it off like it's just nothing, and they don't work their business. Treat this. Talk to people that are coming into your business as if they have literally invested $1 million. How much different would they work that business? So we can't just ixnay the whole $99 as if it's nothing. I mean, $99 for me was a big deal. That auto ship coming next month, that was a big deal. I was going to work so that auto ship was a blessing, not a burden. I needed those wraps because I had so many people that wanted them. That's how I worked my business when I first got involved. So really looking at that as how many people invest in franchises and they start their own business. What did they pay to get that storefront open? What did we pay? $99. So have your dream. You're not going to quit when you've got that dream when times get tough. And this will grow with time and effort. It does not happen overnight. Lori and I have worked hard, and any leader in this business will tell you that they have worked hard and they've brought it into their life. But the payouts, there's no ceiling. You can make as much as you want with this business. There's flexible hours. There's no income limits. You don't have to have an education to do this. We've got such a great product. We can do this with our kids. We can have a messy house and a huge play date, and we can wrap. We can just bring up the wrap. And you're compensated for all of that, not only for your sales, but for everything that's happening and that you're generating underneath you. And that does not happen in a 9-to-5 job. You're not paid on the efforts of other people. So get this going, time, efforts, and energy, a few sacrifices along the way. Bring your kids with you when you work this business. Make it a part of your everyday life. And this will grow, and you'll be paid and compensated very well for all of that business that will be generated underneath you.
So, as a mom, I'm sitting here listening. All this sounds wonderful, but I'm still running around like crazy with 4 kids, and still in my pajamas, and it's lunchtime. And so,
I'm sitting in my car. I drove away because I'm sitting in my car talking because I didn't want the baby to be crying in the background.
Right.
And I just left the gym, and my daughter left all of her stuff. We had to go back up there. So, it's just we're just such normal
moms. That's the beauty
moms.
of it. That's the beauty of it, Kristy, is we're real moms. We, our family and God comes first, but we can certainly intertwine the business in both of those. And, if I can encourage anybody on this call, we'll just say, you are busy. We're all busy. Make it a point to cut your priorities down to a few. Like, what means the most to you? If you're volunteering everywhere, this is probably the season if you want to work this business hard and work it with intention, and you have goals and big dreams with this business, it's probably time to reevaluate what you're going to put out there for, what time you're going to put out there with other activities. I know Mark has said this in the past, and I absolutely love it, and I don't know if I'll butcher the way he says this or not, but, let your no's be as important as your yeses. As moms, we say yes to everything. And I think sometimes we need to step back and reevaluate what we're saying yes to. We have to let our no's be as important as our yeses are, and realize that there isn't always enough time in a day, and making those sacrifices will definitely get you to the success that you want to be. One quote that I absolutely love and I live by all the time, Kristy, is you can have it all, but not all at once. You can have it all. Every one of you on this call can have it all, but not all at once. And what I mean by that is that when you are so focused, blinders on, and you're working your business, things are going to take sacrifice. Things are going to go by the leeway. You're going to have laundry piling up. You're going to have dishes. You've got to put your blinders on and not let that bother you. You cannot have a perfect model home, perfect children that are dressed to the nines with perfect done hair, and run a very successful business. That time will come, but understand when you look at my life and you look at me, I am very real, and we have crazy busy, household, and not always do my girls' hair gets brushed in the morning with the cute little bows in. Yeah, it happens periodically, and I'm definitely giving myself pats on the back when I do that. But I have to realize that I can have it all. I definitely can have it all, but not all at once. So when you're putting your blinders on, you're working this business, and you're securing that freedom for yourself and your family, there are things that are going to have to that you're going to have to set aside and say, you know what, I'm not going to volunteer at PTA this year. I'm not going to be the lead mom in the room at school this year. I am not going to be a mentor at my MOPS this year. There are certain things that you might have to step aside, but that doesn't mean that you can't come back to them later.
You know what, it makes for a great conversation. When someone's like, oh, you're not room mom this year, you're like, actually, I started a new body wrap business. Have you seen me post on Facebook? Have you tried those wraps? It's a great lead-in for people asking you, oh, you're not doing blah, blah, blah anymore. Hey, here's a perfect opportunity to say, actually, yeah, because this is what I'm doing instead. My husband, we were talking the other night about his support in the very beginning, and sometimes I'm terrible about my husband because I don't, he didn't like fully jump in and was like, woo, about the wraps. I mean, he was a little bit more like, whoa, what is this? Because I was spending more time on the computer. But you know what? He did support me when I started. And I feel like if you can just tell your spouse, if you're married, if you have a man in the household that's just not on board with this, I know so many distributors do struggle with that support. or the lack of, is literally ask them, listen, I need you to support me on this for the next 3 months. I need you to just hold your tongue. I need you to help me with the dishes. I need you to help me a little bit more with the kids, because I'm going to build something for us that we can literally leave to our children. You can leave this business to your children. Could you do that working at Macy's or the mall? Could you leave a business for them? I am growing an empire for that I can leave to my children that they can actually make an income on after I'm gone. What other thing could you ever do? Ask your husband, please support me. Please help me the next couple months as we just transition and kind of figure this all out. I don't have all the answers. It's okay. I'm just going to kind of work this and figure this out as I go. I honestly, Lori, still feel like I'm doing that, where I'm like, I'm kind of figuring this all out as my team is so large now.
Are we all figuring it out?
Yeah. I don't have all the
There's
answers.
no perfection here. There's no perfection here. And I think that, you do your best today and you do better tomorrow, because we learn every day. And, Kristy, I love what you just said, because Quentin and I have been there. He wasn't completely excited about me doing this business because we didn't have the time. And he looked at me and says, I make great money. We're in no financial burden. What are you doing? And for him, it just looked at like one of the most important things of his life is not going to be around when he's off work. And so for me, that was just a little bit different, but we would, we're human. We would butt heads, and I would say, listen, I need 90 days, because in 90 days I can completely change. A lot can be changed in 90 days, and I'm going to work my business as intention. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to make no excuses. Hang on. I am buying our freedom, and I absolutely love what you just said about that, because I truly believe God has intended for us and our family, whatever, God for all of us, He's intended for us, for you, for everybody on this call, goes beyond anything that you can ever imagine if you just trust it and you put your blinders on and you just work your business. So He's got such a bigger picture in store for us than we have right here in our current life. And it's just trusting that and being able to put our best foot forward every day and not to beat ourselves up about it. If you didn't do great that day in your mind, do better the next day. It's not.
And it's learning for the kids. I love to tell my daughter, listen, Mommy's not perfect. I mess up all the time, baby. Like, that's what's so great. There was only one perfect person. It's not me. You know, and it's a learning moment. So when I maybe lose my cool, and Confianza is honestly, let's talk about Confianza. Because really that supplement has helped me so much. As a mom, this amazing product, Confianza, if you are a busy mom, even if you're not in our business yet and you're just looking at this is a product that should always be mentioned when you're talking about the wraps, because so many moms need Confianza and they just don't know it. It's such a great supplement for stress. When I was looking over kind of just what I wanted to talk about today, there was one thing that really struck with me, and it's something that I'm going to start implementing more in my business. When we ask people to host a wrap party, hey, can you host a wrap party? Imagine someone asks you that. Immediately you think, as the host of this future wrap party, I'm going to have to clean my house, I have to find a baby, people are going to come over, and you want to sell your products. No. I'm good, thanks. And I would say no. I had a lady from another business ask me that 2 days ago. Hey, do you want to host a blank party for me? I immediately was like, no, I don't have time for that. And I looked at it and was like, well, she's going to make the money. This is about her. This isn't about me. So this really dawned on me. This is like a light bulb moment that's literally within the last 24 hours, Lori, is I kept thinking, do people feel that way about a wrap party too? How can we turn that and make this more fun? So instead of saying, hey, can you host a wrap party for me, and giving that same sense of, can you do all the work so that I can make all the profits, right? Let's think about that for a second. Instead, our business is all about fun, freedom, and friendship, right? That is how we need to focus our wrap parties in the future. So instead, let's get together. There's a couple of us that want to wrap. Everybody's been talking about these crazy wraps. Everyone's coming over at 7 o'clock on Thursday. Can you come? There's nothing in there about products, about a party hosting. It's like, we're getting together. We're going to try this wrap. Do you want to come over and make it fun? Women want to just step outside of their life for just that second, that moment, that hour at your house. It cannot be about selling products. It has to be about fun. It has to be about creating some type of fun environment that they actually want to find a babysitter if they need to, so that they can come over to your house. So kind of think of that with your new distributors when they have to do that launch party, or they need to do that launch party to get their business off the ground. Instead of making it that heavy burden where people are going to say no, how can we get them to say yes? Because if we can just get that wrap on them and they can experience it, I feel like we're golden. It's just allowing that conversation to lead to the wrap and then getting the product on them. So that for me is kind of my new approach in this next couple weeks with my team is like, we're just getting together. Do you want to come over?
Right, come just as you are. Come just as you are. Bring your kids.
My house is a mess.
Right.
Yeah, come over. And just making it that casual, fun friendship. And we're going to create freedom when all is said and done. That is the end goal. So
I love it.
Thanks, Lori.
Okay, one thing I'd like to end with, because I've been kind of just been on my heart. I feel like when you find an amazing opportunity, my best advice to everybody on this call is when you find that amazing opportunity like you have here at It Works, put the time and effort in now. Now is the time that will help you start generating some serious results and will continue to pay you down the road. And you'll be so glad that you did it. So glad. I promise you, it's difficult at times, and you think from day in to day out, I don't know how much more I can be stretched. But I'm telling you, this opportunity does not come around but once in a lifetime. Put your time and effort in now. Have your family meeting. Talk with your husband. Tell him about the sacrifices that it's going to make. Talk to your kids about it, because like Kristy said, she said to her daughter, "I'm not perfect, just like nobody's perfect." And when mommy's on the computer or mommy's on the phone for more hours than she needs to in the day, this is the bigger picture, and being able to dream with your family with that. Otherwise, you may come out like the rest of the thousands of people who sit back and refuse to put any time and effort into anything, and then end up in the exact same place that they are a year from today, or 5 years from today, or even 10 years from today. I mean, like Kristy said, a year ago, right? Kristy, a year ago, double diamond. And then a year prior to that, swimming in debt. You haven't been in the business for 2 years yet, and you are completely financially free. You're free. And one thing that you can't buy is time. You have put your time in, and that freedom of time is right at your doorstep, and that freedom of time for your entire family. And so what you are doing today is buying your freedom for your family for the future. And so I don't know if you have anything else that you'd like to close with, Kristy, but I think you and I could probably do a seminar on just working this business in a chaotic life.
Work smart, work fast.
Yes.
I talk on my phone in the car so that when I get home I can have some time with my kids.
Yes.
Do I advocate talking? Well, I just have to. I have to work fast. I text like a mad woman. I can text faster than anybody that I know because I have to get those messages in.
Right.
I copy and paste a ton of things so that I can just shoot it out to a bunch of new distributors. Copy and paste, shoot it out, motivate your team, but work fast and be smart about how you spend your time. If what you're doing is not working, you've got to change what you're doing. If how you're blitzing is not working, stop giving out all your cards and then wondering at the end of the month where your 1,000 business cards went and you don't have anyone that's come in. If that's not working, change the way you're blitzing. Get people's email addresses, follow up with them, make sure you can send them to a party, a meeting, a get-together, whatever you want to call it, that's coming up in the future. Plug them into something immediately. Don't just give out your card and call it a day. Work smarter. Don't work harder. Work smarter, work more efficiently, and work faster. That's what we do as busy moms. We work fast, we work smart, and we use our time on Facebook to build our business, not to chit-chat and play fun games. I can't tell you how many requests I get to play games. It is not the time to play games. I am building an empire. I will not be joining Candy Crush. That is for sure.
Right. I don't have time for that. Successful moms don't use the word busy, and I use it a lot, but I read this and I loved it. Successful moms don't use the word busy. Instead, they use the word productive because they work smarter, not harder. Like Kristy said, you've got to produce income-producing activities on a daily basis and not be busy doing non-working stuff, but to busy your time doing productive stuff. So thank you so much, Kristy, for getting on the call. Thanks for inviting me. I hope you all learned some nuggets of information that you could take away and just fit into your chaotic, busy lives. We're all busy. But you know what?
But we love what we do.
We can make it fun and just, come as you are. Live it. But, work your business with your family. We've done meetings with our kids. I mean, it's crazy, it is. But don't you think that makes you more approachable, too?
Yeah, and people like it, too. Yes. It makes it so much more approachable.
Yes.
And my kids are pulling, come on, Mom.
Right.
You talk props again.
Right. They can look at you. They can look at you, Kristy, or they can look at me and say, gosh, well, she can do this, and I definitely can do it.
Here's a great way to get that contact. You're with your kids. They're pulling you. You got to go. You got to leave the store. You're talking to somebody about wraps. You're like, I'm so sorry. I've got to go. I've got to go feed my kids. Can I get your email address? Let me send you some information real quick when I get home.
Love it.
Right, easy. You can use your kids as a way to get their information.
Right.
Look at it that way. So,
love
thanks,
it.
Lori. You guys have a great day.
All right. Hope y'all have a late lunch break. All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.